Well, g'day, how are you? Bit of a casual one tonight. It's the Xfinity Thunder Series from Charlotte in the Canberra Comrec Impala SS. And when I say a bit of a casual one, I'm starting at the back and I'm going to run around and see how it goes, because I just was 50-50 on whether I was in the, really sort of felt much like racing, and my eyes are quite heavy. So whether I even finish or not, I don't know. So we'll see how we go. Chances are I'll probably crash out or something anyway. Whether it's my fault or somebody else's. This is basically, as it says in the title of the stream tonight, it's all about testing new hardware. The stuff I was talking about getting arrived today. So decided that today was the day that I felt like getting it done so that I could fire it up tonight. And what do we got? What on earth? It's alright. Streamlabs logins mucking me around. Okay, so where are we? CloudBot widgets. Here we go. Chat box. Go to that one. Go to that one. Close that. Everything's working, everything's good, so we'll blow that up to full screen for the chat. So live chat's working. If you're out there, drop me a comment on there and say good day, let me know. So the new gear came, so decided that I wanted to actually get it done. I ummed and ahed and tossed and turned about it, and whether to actually go through with just upgrading this machine or build a new machine around that gear, CPU, RAM and GPU, but and use that current sim rig with the 6900 XT, the 5600X, blah blah blah, and use that as my desktop PC. But in the end I thought, no, look, just do this, so I got all that done and swapped the CPU out and all that sort of stuff. Got it all in there and fired it up. From what I've seen, I'm happy so far with what I'm seeing frame rise. In fact, I've even cranked a couple of more things back up to high that I had on low. The usual things like sky clouds were down on medium, I think. Crowds were on low, stuff like that. Well, it's all up on high now, and I'm still getting more frames per second that I can see at certain times. A lot of it is about getting frames back while streaming, which is obviously what I'm doing now. Oh, that's better. So we'll see what happens. The testing I did earlier and like pre-qualifying practice a few minutes ago, stuff like that, the frame rates were fantastic and I wasn't actually streaming, so the streaming tends to suck a bit out of it. But with the new processor there, and I've left it on the software codec, so it will actually use a core of the CPU for the codec and stuff, rendering the streaming stuff and the live pictures and all that sort of thing. So, but it's a 16 core 32 thread CPU. It's a Ryzen 9 5950X. Hey DD, If you're racing tonight, mate, in this, you have a good night. Or even if you're over at ATR. Was almost going to go over and do Oz team, but decided that I'd just jump in here and see how things go. And along with that, I put some snappier RAM in there, so still 32 gig, but went with 3600 CL16 of the G.Skill stuff, the Trident Z Neo. And, oh, yep, right, you're in ANZCAR, cool. And it's just a little bit snappier than the 3200 that I was running. So the 5600X and the 3200 RAM, 32 gig of 3200 RAM, that'll all go towards upgrading my desktop PC that's, probably about 6-7 years old now. Yeah, it's probably about 6 years old. It's got the 1080 in it. Whether I put the 6900 XT in or flog it off and get some rent money back, I haven't decided yet. That's what I was going to do, but I know I'm thinking about putting it into that with the 5600X. But I don't play any AAA games really. So it's
You're good. You're good, man.
Not going to demand a whole lot out of that machine. It's just, it needs to be upgraded. It's getting a bit slow and all that sort of stuff. Pick up a motherboard and an SSD, you know, that sort of thing. And I might even just leave the 1080 in there and sell the 6900 XT. I haven't decided yet. And yes, the other item was a very large white graphics card. And boy, is that thing heavy. A ROG Strix RDX 3090 OC, 24 gig and all that. White version to go with the black and white build. And but boy, is that thing heavy. I mean, it all came in one box, and when I pulled the other stuff out and grabbed hold of the box for the new graphics card with a 3090, and I pulled it out, and I felt it straight away. That thing is so heavy. It's I think it's 2 kilos or something for the graphics card. So that's just insane. I mean, I think it's 1.6 or something, 1.7 kilograms just for the cooler. So yeah, but got it all sorted and did all the drivers and the usual crap. So nothing I haven't done before, you know. 20 years in IT, you know. But it was fun. I enjoyed doing it. I always enjoy putting new PC hardware together. But we'll see how it runs. If it achieves what I want it to achieve, I'll be happy. I did a replay of a super speedway race from a couple of weeks ago, where I was, you know, sort of mid-pack, and there was just a big difference in frame rate from what I would have expected it to be previously. But at the same time, I wasn't streaming. We'll see what it does. I mean, it's still sitting on 144, but I'm not out on track. So it's set at a max of 144 frames a second. So it'll definitely go higher. It would do that before. But it's, you know, when you're in a pack of cars or at the back of the field, and, you know, you've got, you know, 25, 30 cars or something in front of you, 40 cars in front of you, it sucks the guts out of it going to the aerial shot there. That's just pulled about 40 frames out of it, but it's going back up again now. It's gone up another 20. So, yeah, so we'll see how it goes. But it wasn't too bad. And then I ran around here with a few of the guys, and 4 or 5 of us running around, and it looked pretty decent. So frame FPS wise. So we shall see how we go. G'day to my beautiful twin grandsons, who are not happy at the moment. A couple of family members have come down with COVID, tested positive, unfortunately. I'm not one of them. I've had 0 symptoms and I haven't tested myself. But my ex-wife apparently came down with it, and she was looking after the boys. They're showing no signs of it. But my oldest girl, their mother, she tested positive and she had a really bad head cold sort of thing. So she obviously came down with it, but there's not much you can do. I mean, there's no vaccine for kids that age. They're only, well, geez, not even 11 months old yet, so they're about 10 and a half months old. But their father hasn't come down with it. Paul's not sick at all. He's not showing any signs of it, so we'll just have to see. And because of all that, we had to cancel all our family dinner and everything on the weekend. So the boys didn't get to see anybody. And my daughter tried doing a family video conference call last night, but the boys kept mucking up because when they haven't seen everybody and for a couple of weeks, and they can see them on the phone, they get very upset, like restless and annoyed, stuff like that. So she had to end the call because the boys were not behaving themselves at all. So that's a bit of a shame. So good day, guys. You'll see this at some point in the future and know what's going on. G'day to Dave Douglas, who's in the chat. Well, he was, and he'll be on track here with me soon. Well, not with me. I mean, he'll be at the front end somewhere, and I'll be running around at the back just keeping an eye on the frame rates and seeing how things go. We've got 120 laps tonight, and I don't think I'm awake enough for it, but we'll see how we go. That's qualifying, which I'm not doing. So we'll sit for 5 minutes, let the boys do their laps. I don't think I'd be running a particularly decent lap here. Anyway, I mean, running around with a couple of the other guys, I was pulling 31s, and you need to be pulling high 29s and low 30s around here to be in any sort of contention. So we'll see how we go, but I'm actually expecting this to be short. I'll run around for a while and see how I'm going, but if I get too tired, I may very well pull the pin. But you're welcome to watch while I do it. This, as I said, this is purely as a test to test out the new hardware. So that's the CPU, RAM, and graphics card, and see what difference they make to the normal frame rate while I'm streaming. I mean, yeah, just normal racing wouldn't be a problem, obviously. Especially with this stuff. I mean, I'm at 1440, so it's sort of on the verge of using both CPU and graphics card. I could easily run at 4K, but that's not really going to be of any benefit, because when I go to the triples, and now that I've got this card, I can look more seriously at that. Then yeah, 4K is a waste of time. Yeah, well, I don't know. I know somebody who runs at 4K and he's using bigger screens at 4K with a 3090. So, but racing's one thing. He has two PCs that share the load. One races and he's got the second one that bears the load for all the streaming stuff. So he's able to get away with that. He doesn't have to worry about dropping 20 or 30 frames while he's streaming or recording, whereas I do. And really, two PCs for what I do, it's a bit silly. G'day to the Fosters. James, Edward, Abigail. I'm going to get hit. Sharon, I think. Mrs. Foster, hello. Abigail, I know, is Edward's mum, I believe. So hello, and anybody else that sees this afterwards, the guys are all basically in the race tonight, so they've run their own streams and racing and stuff. But on the replay, Hamish, Gallagher, Luke Trahere, Reuben Phelps, DD, of course, who I said g'day to already. The Lingerer Skurlock is out there somewhere. JCW is overseas having a good time, apparently. He keeps putting his holiday photos up. So get your butt back here and race, sunshine. So yeah, we'll run around. We'll have some fun and test this new PC config. See what happens. And like I say, it's 120 laps. I do not expect myself to last long. I'm very tired. My eyes are very sleepy, but I really couldn't resist the temptation to fire it up and test it out. I mean, I specifically wanted to test it out with streaming, so I could have gone and done an AI race, but it's not really the same, is it? So we'll see how we go. But there's a large video card sitting on the desk over there. That's the 6900 XT Aorus Master. That's a big chunky card. But I've got a feeling the 3090 is going to smack its butt. iRacing tends to lean towards NVIDIA, so that's another reason I did that. It also made no sense whatsoever to replace a 6900 XT with another 6900 XT, or wait for a 6950 or whatever the new series is going to be. Purely because I was a display port short, which is the reason I really bit the bullet and did it. It's got 2 display ports and 2 HDMI.
1 lap to green. Line up on the inside.
Put in plenty of fuel to finish the race.
As I have said previously, it wasn't a problem when I got it because I was not planning on going triples, just a big single screen, and with the second monitor for the chat and the streaming software. But since I've decided to go triples, it makes a difference, and I'm not going to run one of the screens off HDMI to DP adapter. That's just, yeah. You're not going to get the same frame rate on it for a start, so yeah. But we'll see how we go. Frame rates are in front of me. The internet connection, yeah, it's not too bad. I'm on a 250/25 plan. Probably should have gone a 100/40, so I had more upload bandwidth for the streaming. I did it at 6,000 last week, and noticed when I watched it back that there was a couple of instances, just I think twice it did it, where the
You have 3 additional sets of tyres for this race. Be smooth and have a good run.
the webcam actually buffered, whereas everything else was fine. So I backed that bit rate in the OBS software off to 5500, I think, from memory. But that could have also come down to other things, and although it's never done it before.
Catch stop 20, 5, car.
Come on, are we going? What are we doing?
Catch stop 60, 2, car. Catch stop 15, car. Catch stop 270.
What's this guy next to me
catch
doing?
Catch stop 30, 4, car. Catch stop 0, 80, car. Catch stop 0, 80, car. Catch stop 0, 9, car. Catch stop 70, 6,
There we
car. Catch stop 0, 20, 3, car. Catch stop 0, 20, 9, car. Catch
There.
stop 70, 7, car. Catch stop 40.
Shows how far
car.
back
Catch
I am.
stop 40, 9, car. Catch stop 40, 9, car.
So yeah, it shows how far back I am because I didn't even bloody
I think you meant to be on the
qualify.
outside, mate.
So what am I sitting 39th? Wow.
Car 50, you're on the outside.
That's a big field. Wow.
Get ready, going green.
Mind you, frame rate's not bad considering I'm streaming.
Davies, you're on the outside, buddy.
Pace car is in.
Just take it. Just take it, Josh.
So without the streaming, you throw another 20 or 30 on there without a problem.
Green, green, green.
And considering the crowds are
Outside.
cranked up to high and the sky's on high, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I could always turn those down, wouldn't even notice the difference as far as the way they look in the graphics, I mean. But it'll throw a bit more, a few more frames back at me. So. Oh. See, she's loose. Feels like a next-gen car. I didn't like the steering, so I made a change, but can't say I'm happy with it. With the
1.773.
with the other processor and graphics card, that probably would have dropped down into the 40s then, I'd say, and it was in the 60s. So there's the difference. Oh! Wasn't expected to do that so early.
Car inside. 32.107. Stay high. Clear, clear. Car inside. Still there. Clear inside.
Yeah, not too happy with that steering at all. It was on 12 and I dropped it to 10, but it still seems to...
32.436.
I changed the offset because I wasn't happy with it. So I guess we'll just drive around and watch the other cars. That wasn't very good. Not really paying attention, am I?
2.215.
I'm not expecting to do much. Like I said, this is basically a test, so with about 39 cars in front of me, come on, get back up there.
32.777.
Oh, yeah, James, no worries. How are you, mate? Yeah, I'll win from the back. I'll do a Larry Perkins. Yeah, no worries. Oh. Nah, just not doing the job tonight. I like, stupid, I actually don't mind running this track. I'm just not very good at it.
864.
At Charlotte. Although I enjoy the 87s here more than I do anything else. The trucks aren't bad either. I enjoy the trucks. But when you come to the bigger cars, I'm not a fan. Yeah.
$32.821.
Wasn't expected to do as badly as I am, I can tell you that. Really struggling here. Oh, for God's sake. It's just not turning in. Just not turning in.
33.205.
It's twice I've hit the wall. Oh, here we go. I'm going to do it again. Ah. Oh.
Pit box is early. Be ready.
Oh, the brakes are just atrocious.
What are you doing? That was a really dumb move.
Yeah, nah, it's not gonna be my night, I'm afraid. Ah, well, I did say I was tired. My head's just not in it lately. Second or third shocking race I've had in a row. My head's just not in it. So. Alright, I might even pull the plug. I'm not going to go back out there and get in the way of everybody and cause an accident. I wasn't expecting to do as badly as that, but that turn 4, I'm just having a shocker. So, yeah, thanks for taking a look anyway, but it was only supposed to be a test. I just expected it to last a while. My head's just not in it. It's no good going out and getting in the way and ruining somebody's race for a championship. Obviously, just my head's just not in the game lately, and that's the way it is. So I'll try and get my head straight, see how I go. Don't know, some psychological thing. We'll see how it goes. Okay, look, thanks for watching, James, and DD. When you take a look at this, I'll see you later, and I'll just have to get my head back into it and get myself sorted out.
We're done. Get going.
And get my shit together. So we'll see how it goes. But it tells me pretty much what I wanted to know. That upgrade's really going to rock and roll, so that's good. All right then. Where are we?
Sorry, Merc, I didn't mean to run up high in 3 and 4.
All right then. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay well, stay healthy, stay happy, and screw everybody else.
I'll get you later.